Good evening, and welcome everybody to another edition of Cop Talk. Yeah, man. Have a little, as usual, we hate them international breaks, man. I tell ya. Dour and boring. Yeah, we're going to get back to the good stuff this weekend, and it is real good stuff because it is Liverpool Chelsea this weekend at Anfield. Yes. We will have a Chelsea fan joining us today. I'm sure lots of you have seen him before. Our very own Billy. Oh look, he's got his fans are on already. Time to give me pick. Yeah, don't worry, Martin. Nice of you to join us. Big shouts goes out to TCF 11. Nice of you to join us also. Gonna say good evening goes out to Doctor. How are we doing, sir?
I'm well, man. I am well. Looking forward to the weekend. This international break has just jarred me, but I've had things for company, lots and lots of work, too much work, and of course FIFA career mode, where I'm doing some bits of Endrick still. So it's all good. It's all good.
Good evening, Stoney, my brother. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. I can only echo what you guys have said about the international break. It's weird because it gives me a refresh and time to think about how I'm going to do my fantasy Premier League team. Sometimes you need a little breather in it. But you said the downside is that there's no Premiership football being played. So yeah, nice little rest. As long as none of our players got injured during the break, and we crack on and look forward to our game at 30 on Sunday. But I'm good, man.
Yes, damn right. Billy, long time no see. Said he's growing a beard and all sorts.
Yeah, man, come on.
Yeah, you left school now?
Yeah, of course I have. I'm in the big boy world now.
Easy, Billy. You say you're paying bills now, yeah?
Yeah, of course I am.
Easy, Bills. Nice to have you on board, man. Billy is our resident Chelsea fan. Whenever we play Chelsea, Billy always pops up, mate. I'll tell you that. And you know what I like about that as well? Even in the aftermath, or when they hold their licks, he still turns up as well.
Like, it's tough. It's tough.
He's always... Now, I give him that, man. I give him that. He's always there. Well done, Billy, man. Good sport. Billy's a good sport, mate. I'm going to say good evening. CW says Doctor is obsessed with fantasy career mode. There you are. I'm a football manager man myself. That's me. You know me. Yeah, that's my team. Everybody's trying to. So looking forward to it. I love football conversations. Nice one, Martin. Well, you're in for a good time, Martin, because you're definitely going to get some definitely positive conversations on here tonight. I tell you, Anthony Herbert, nice to have you on board. Hope you're well. Hey, Billy, is it past your bedtime? See, they're on you, Bill. They're on you.
Nah, I'm ready for it.
Des, how you doing? Good evening, sir. Good to have you on board. And he says, yeah, great to find a Chelsea fan. So they can be hard to find.
They can nowadays, yeah.
Things are looking up for you, I must say, man. Things are looking up. Anyway, this weekend, gentlemen, at Anfield, it's Liverpool versus Chelsea. And the first question I want to ask goes out, not to you first, Billy, to these guys, is there's been a lot of talk from a certain person in my footy banter group. Is this our hardest test yet? Because we've only played small teams like Ipswich and Man United and that. So, and saying this is our hardest test so far, so we're really going to see what Liverpool's made of. Do you see that as being true, Doctor?
I find it weird. I do find it weird. This whole thing of like, yeah, but like you guys haven't played anyone, and that's why you're top. So I think to myself, okay, so the big boys in the league, Arsenal, for example, they played against the smaller teams and they've conceded goals and needed last-minute set pieces to beat. Who was it? Southampton? Was it Southampton? No, Leicester. Leicester. So if we're using that as a baseline, then I guess we can't be happy about what we're doing. Equally, I think to myself, okay, so you think that the only reason why a defense with Alisson Becker, Virgil van Dijk, Trent, Konate, and Robinson, a defense that 4 of the 5 have been to 2 Champions League finals, 2 of the 5 have been to 3 Champions League finals. All of that back 5 via Konate have won the Premier League and been involved in 90-point season. But apparently, they're only doing well because we've only played in the bottom half of the league. Is it? So, yeah.
Very well put, I must say, Doctor.
Like, but hey, if I'm making up things, then so be it. Someone correct me, please. But hey, as they say, facts don't care for your feelings, right? So, yeah.
Okay, Stody.
Yeah, you can only play and beat what's in front of you. At the end of the day, every team in the Premier League is going to have an opportunity to play against the teams that we've already played against. So let's see how they end up getting their results or don't get the results. Probably similar to what Doctor was saying as well. We've gone into this season with a new manager. We've gone into this season with a new coaching staff. We've gone into this team. We've gone into this season with a lot of new senior management in place as well. So we're playing marginally a different style of football, different tactical approach. And I think there would have been a lot of people who don't support Liverpool to probably thought that we were going to drop off the mark. We're up there. We're in the conversation. And we're blessed. We've had a really good start to the season. I don't know what more people wanted from us. They probably wanted failure, and it's just not happening at the moment. So I'm happy where we are. And as he said, those other teams have had an opportunity to play the same amount of games as us. And if they haven't got the performances or the results, then I really couldn't care less, to tell the truth.
Just before we go to Billy, didn't Fulham give Man City life and death at the Etihad, or did I not watch that game?
Oh no, they certainly did.
Nice.
If what's his name, Chore had some shooting boots, mate.
Yeah,
it would have been a problem.
So
That's
Chore
so true.
missed what 3 1v1s, and they still scored 2 goals.
Like he got one, I think.
Fulham. That was 3-2, right?
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, he got one.
Yeah. So Chore misses 3 1v1s, and Fulham scored 2 goals. But yeah, I guess like the teams in the Premier League are weak, so yeah, we can't really, I guess, look at our start to the season. But hey,
Billy, how do you see it, Billy? Do you think this is Liverpool's sternest test so far?
I mean, looking through your results, like you haven't faced the toughest teams. Don't get me wrong, but you do have to factor, like Stoney said, you can only beat the teams in front of you, and that's just how the fixtures have been released. And you've passed the challenges so far. Do you know what I mean? You dropped points against Forest at home, but other than that, like you've faced everyone and you've beaten them all. So there's no questions asked there. Same as Chelsea so far. So it's a good battle for both of them.
I think so. Very, very good battle. Okay, so
the question would be this, right? Question would be this: for Liverpool, is Chelsea at home a harder game than Man U away from home? For Liverpool,
nah. I think Chelsea away from home is harder than Man United at home.
We're at home, right?
Yeah, we're at home.
So I'm saying, is Chelsea at home for Liverpool a harder game than Man U away from home for Liverpool?
Yes. Man United are nowhere near what Chelsea are now, for me.
But I guess Man United were nowhere near last season, and we didn't beat them once.
Yeah, that was us. That was us being slack.
That's why I'm saying for Liverpool, United away is always a difficult game. Always a difficult game, because last season, let's be honest, they were hot garbage, right? They finished 8th.
Yeah.
And we played them 3 times, and we didn't beat them once, right? Just what I keep saying to everybody. That's what
CW says in here. It says all the hardest test is nonsense. We failed to beat Man United last season. We got beat by Forest this season. Arsenal drew with Brighton. There's already been tests for teams. And he goes, when you got beat by Forest, you got disc jockeys like Simon Jordan saying we're not in the title race. The same disc jockey who said when we were top of the league, well, we've not played anyone.
See, I think the thing is, sorry, just quickly before we get on to Martin's comment, the Premier League is the most difficult or the best league in the world for a reason, right? It's because any team can beat any team in the league on their day. That's one of the reasons for it. So to say we haven't faced any challenges yet, we have. The amount of other teams we have to beat below us compared to above us is higher. So it's always going to be this comment of, oh, you ain't faced a tough team yet, but then we got to beat them to get there.
Yeah.
So
I fully agree. Martin says that Liverpool are a nightmare to play against, and now the midfield is sorted. I think they are the team to beat. Ooh, a big comment, and he's a Man United fan.
Okay.
Yeah, we know that. Farmer couldn't squat back for the amusements. He's been using and using baby oil like Jerome Miller. See me using baby oil like Diddy. Well, I know. This game will be a walk in the park for Liverpool, really. Next week, Arsenal to Liverpool. That will be a game, and I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park, Anthony. I hope you. I know you're.
I think it's a tough game. 100. Chelsea good.
Yeah, man. Big shouts goes out to McDonald's. He's nice for you to join us. Chelsea will be fine if they stop raiding the transfer market like it's locked down.
Toilet paper, yeah.
Okay. So, gentlemen, the first question to everybody. This is open to everybody. Where will this match be won and lost?
Billy, go first, Billy. You're our guest.
I think the biggest problem for the two teams, which will determine the winner of that game, will be the midfield battle. With your rising star of Gravenberch coming in and actually making a name for himself now, you've got McAllister, Szoboszlai, you've got players in the midfield that are actually starting to click like a clock. They are actually working well in a system that we're seeing. And same with Chelsea's midfield. The difference is Chelsea's defence has already proven this season that we can be a bit dodgy at times with our defence, a bit fackle. So, in order for our midfield to win the battle, would cover our defence a lot more, and especially when you've got the likes of Salah, Gakpo. I'm not going to say Nunes because there's no point worrying about him, but Luis Diaz as well. Like you've got attackers that can cause problems to our defenders. So it would all be down to the midfield, and whoever wins the midfield battle will get the better of the two teams.
Okay, fair analysis. Okay, Stoney Doctor.
Stoney, go on, man.
Yeah, I do think it's going to be a good game. Tactical game. I think it's going to be. Both teams probably play in a formation in a 4-2-3-1. I think probably similar to Billy, it is going to be about the midfield battle. But I believe that we are going to be winning the game offensively. I reckon we're going to have your defense on lock. I'm trying to think of your defense seems to change quite a lot. I think who's your mainstay at the moment? It's probably only Colwell at the moment, isn't it? The mainstay in the defense. No, in Chelsea's defense, I think it's only Colwell that probably plays quite regularly. So I think
French is being back to form, but he's out. Isn't
Gusto.
He?
Yeah, no. Gusto's been our consistent right back for the whole of
I think
last
Gusto's
season.
Class. I think he's class
as well in our defence.
Good player.
Yeah.
Who's the centre back that we signed from Leicester?
Is the what? Sorry, the left back we signed from Leicester.
No, the centre back from Leicester. What's his name?
Fofana.
Fofana, that's the one. He's class.
Okay.
But he's injured.
He's bad for this game.
His injury record is terrible.
He's bad for this game.
Though. Yeah, that's it. Like he's out, isn't he?
Yeah. So I think offensively, that's where I think we're going to have the advantage over Chelsea, and that is if we were to play. So I think at the moment I think we can probably pick who our forward line is going to be, but I know we're going to get to that later on in the game. But I think offensively is where we're going to win this battle definitely. I think our key player, a player for me that has to have a big game for us is going to have to be Dominic in that position up against you guys. But I said, once again, I know we'll come to that later on in the show, but offensively is where we're going to have the advantage on Chelsea.
Okay. Doctor.
I think I was saying this to Stoney before. I think there's an argument that Chelsea have got the best attacking depth in the league. And I say that from the perspective of I just think they've got a lot of variety in a sense that I almost feel like don't get me wrong, I think Liverpool have arguably got the best six, if you like. But I think what Chelsea have got over other teams, and I think us included, is they can almost change how they want to play by their forwards. Like they got the pacey wing guys, Madueke, the crazy Ukrainian, and then Neto, just absolute class. But then equally, then you've also got like really technical forwards in Felix and Kuku, Palmer and Sancho. So I think like depending on how the game is going, they can really change it up. And listen, Jackson's a handful right now as well. So I actually think that Maresca is going to win a lot of games this season on just the sheer fact of his depth in attack. But I'm confident in our defense, because I think our defense is very, very, I think it's very strong. So I'm not overly worried about that, but it's going to pose us a lot of questions because I think they just got so much quality. So for me, I kind of see it with how Billy saw it. I think like the midfield should be key. And yeah, I think for us, it's going to be, can Gravenberch do it against top 4 team, which I guess the question marks have been out there. Let's not forget that he actually smashed Germany a couple of months back and AC Milan. But anyway, I guess like the teams in the top 4 are going to be what's going to decide if he's got quality or not. So yeah, let's hope that he'll continue to play ball. And I just think that I think our most important midfielder, I still think, is Alexis McAllister.
Yeah, definitely. So Desby reckons it's going to be the defense, where it's going to be won and lost. Anthony says that Billy's got over 100 football tops. He's even got a Liverpool top. Yeah. They say he's got a Steven Gerrard top. Martin says that Maresca's got a lot of injury scares ahead of the game. He's down to his last 45 players. Oh man! Oh, Sparker B, nice of you to join us, sir. He's another Chelsea fan. Chelsea defense is suspect. Lavia will be played to bolster the midfield.
Is he back, Billy?
Yeah, he's back from injury now. Yeah.
Yeah. Martin says I can see Liverpool keeping a clean sheet. I can't see Chelsea keeping a clean sheet. I don't think Enzo Fernandez is not suited to the Premier League. Not impressed at all.
Isn't he? Is Fernandez your current captain at the moment, Billy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
I was surprised by that myself.
Yeah.
I'd be targeting Chelsea defense as a big weakness. That's it. Billy's drinking baby sham out here. Hey, and this is what I reckon as well. Going to be about who's the most clinical with their chances too. This is one thing I was having a conversation with a work colleague of mine who's a Chelsea fan, and that's what I said. I really do think it's down to who takes those chances when they get them.
Yeah, that's true.
A Chelsea fan abusing Nunes on Cock Talk is brave indeed. I'm telling you,
he's in good company, but he's in good company, man.
Don't worry, man. We'll warm him up. We'll warm him up soon. McDonald's Alistair. He said you'd be super surprised by Caseda's performance and Colby's performance as well. They're both solid in defense.
Yeah, well, I mean, Colwell, as he said, I really think he's a really good player as well. We're probably seeing the combination of Casado and Enzo developing. They seem to be the two that sit and play in front of your defense. But yeah, as he said, I think it's going to be about moments in the game. Yeah, it's definitely be about moments.
Sparker is saying your defense is a bit flat-footed with tricky players. Madueke will run rings around, and Sancho also. So anybody reckons that Madueke and Sancho will run rings around our defense?
Madueke's had a good end of last season, and I think he's had a good start to this season. We're still to see what form Sancho has. Hopefully he does end up putting in good performances for Chelsea this season. It's not going to start on Sunday, so I really don't have any concern about that. But he's a good player, but we haven't really seen much of Sancho yet, really, at Chelsea. And I don't think he's a player who actually rings about players. I know that form that he had the first time he was at Borussia Dortmund is not the form that we've seen him have in the Premier League, not under Chelsea and not underneath Man United. So I think Chelsea got him playing a little bit differently, but we'll see.
Swaka says that Reece James is back. I heard that he got injured in training again.
Nah.
He's back, yeah?
He's been out for ages.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if
He won't be ready to play though,
because he's been out. He's been out for months, isn't it?
Yeah, man. Do you know what? Reece James is no longer my. I want him out. It's as simple as that for me.
Okay.
Well, there has been some talk about maybe him ending up at Barcelona.
Yeah, so basically his agents are looking at him playing abroad in a hotter country in hopes that the cold weather is affecting his injuries more. So they've been keeping an eye in the hotter countries like Spain, trying to sort out a player out there. And you know what? I'd happily settle for 40 million for him because of his injuries. His injuries are so poor but the thing is, when he is fit, his ability is one of the best in the Premier League, if not the world, at right back. But it doesn't matter. Availability is the best ability, and he ain't got that. So,
Here.
Billy, what's your starting 11 for Sunday?
Sanchez goal. I'll go Gusto. I don't know, man. Gusto, Tosin, Colwill, Vega. The two in the midfield would be Caicedo and Lavia, and then it would be a front. It'd be a three of Madueke, Palmer, Neto, and then up front I'd go with Jackson.
Strong.
Yeah,
Strong.
it's a decent team. Okay.
Who was your left back? Sorry, Billy.
Renato Vega.
Okay.
The young Portuguese player from Basel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's a midfielder, right? But he can play left back.
Can play
Yeah,
there.
Yeah.
So, Doctor, what's your starting 11?
Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk. Robbo should be able to handle Madueke. And then, bearing in mind we've got Leipzig on Wednesday, right? I'd still go with Mac, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, Mo. I'm going to go with Diaz and Jota. Diaz has dipped a little bit, but still been good. But I just think there's something in the way he plays the game, which I think might cause Chelsea a little bit more trouble. I think, Chelsea are going to be there to counter at certain times, whereas I think Cody kind of wants to slow it. Actually, no, Cody has been quite direct. To be fair, either one of those are playing well, but I think it's going to be Diaz and Jota up front.
Okay. Stoney's looking a bit perplexed.
No, I am. I was trying to get my head around it. So I think so. We're playing against Chelsea, right? Chelsea in all right form. This is who I'm going to pick. Hear me out. Just let me finish, right? I'm going to have.
You know something's brewing now. Anybody says that.
So, Billy, I'm going to have Misko in goal for us. I'm going to have Norris at left back, Miles at right back, Jonas and Pinkelton centre back. I'm going to have Morton, Cornez, Naoni in the middle of the park. I'm going to have Hill, Kavanagh, and Pilling up front. So we're going to be playing our academy team against you guys, and we're still going to get a result. That's how confident I am.
Well, the man's got his mint juice ready now. Mic moment.
Wow.
Yes.
And sips on his mint juice. Yeah.
For a minute there, I thought he was naming that cup final squad.
Nah. Stoney dropped the academy team and took a swig of his mint juice.
Yeah, what Parker said, yes, do that, please. He'd love that. Yeah, you'd love that, innit?
Oh, God. That'd be bad.
Kelleher, Trent, Kanate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, Jota, Diaz. Don't change a confident team. Maybe changes versus Leipzig, in my opinion. Okay.
Got them quick.
I think Mac and Diaz will be benched as they had long journeys from South America.
I've got a quick
No,
question.
Diaz hasn't been playing. Oh no, Diaz has been playing.
No,
I do
he did,
apologize.
yeah.
I was just gonna say I've got a question for you, three, because I've seen it come out 2 or 3 times now. Trent could be out the door. Is he going to sign a contract? Is he not? Is he going to Madrid? Because obviously Madrid lost out on Carvajal with a season-long injury now, so they're going to be looking in the market for a right back in January. Do you think Trent signed that up? Spoke to Bellingham, gone. You know what I mean? Playing in England, he's like, yo, Bellingham, what's it like in Spain? What do you lot think? Do you think he's going to go or?
I don't mind. I'm not worried. I've said it on previous shows as well, right, Billy? Footballers are trying to say this in a nice way. Okay. Footballers, regardless of whether they're homegrown players or whether they come to the team, they're there for projects, all right? Trent's one of our academy players. He's won every single thing he's won at Liverpool. If he thinks the next project is Madrid, then I'm confident that whatever money that we get for Trent is going to be of use to us and we're going to benefit from that. If he moves on, it's just one of those things. I know that if he moves on, it's going to be smooth. There's not going to be anything unsavory. And then he moves on to the next project and then he's replaced by another player. That's how the journey goes. I don't think there's any part of me that's got an emotion. I love Trent, by the way. I'm just putting it out there. I think he's an amazing player, right? But there should be no form of emotional attachment. Players move on, and it is what it is. So for me, my main thing is if he goes, make sure we got good value for him. That's all.
The only question I'd respond to that, Sonny, is there is not another Trent in the world when it comes to his attacking prowess and his set pieces.
There's not. But then the other side of it is that if he does move on, our current manager has to make sure then he adapts to how our right back is going to play. And I'm confident that our manager would actually do that. I don't think that we should be held, and I'm not saying Trent's doing this, by the way, right? We shouldn't be held ransom to any player that wants to stay or wants to move on. I don't want our pants to be pulled down and then we're paying some astronomical money and then something else happens afterwards. If he's going to move on, he's going to move on. And honestly, I wish him all of the best. And I really, really, really do say that if he does move on. But our club's fine. If I would be more disheartened if Trent was going to move on and we had not started looking for another right back. Now, bearing in mind what I'm saying, another right back, I'm not talking about a replacement because, as you said, Trent has got a skill set that I don't think any other right backs actually got. But it just means that we have to adapt that the way we play moving forward.
Yeah.
Right. And I believe in what Chris W says as well. You know, I got a feeling it's going to be Trent and Van Dijk will sign, and Salah will be the one leaving. And I believe that as well, because that's another thing I was going to bring up a bit later about this. PSG really want Salah. They want that big name since that they've lost Kylian Mbappe, and it seems that Salah's the one that they want because they want someone who can score goals. And they reckon that even at his age, going to that French league, they reckon it'd be light work for him. Okay. And I believe that'll be the one because there's talk of Van Dijk talking about 300 grand a week to sign. They've been talking about that as well. So
either way, we snatched the bag. This season, maybe we bought Kaiser. It may be that Kaiser, he's a slow integration, so there's not too much emphasis on him playing lots of games. He makes that transition. Salah moves on, and then we've got a replacement. And it's the same thing if Trent moves on. Conor Bradley's there. Different players, different skill set, but it means that we're not then rushed into the market. So I'm not heavily concerned about that.
Anthony Abbott saying that Real Madrid want Trent and Saliba from Arsenal as well.
Wow, they're showing off.
And there's replacements out there. Des B makes a good point. Trent should remember what Klopp said to Coutinho. Stay here and you can get a statue. Go to Barca and you'll just be another player.
So true.
I think the money from Trent will be spent on a player to replace Salah, in my opinion. Yeah, man.
Yeah, Billy. So I think I'm a bit less positive than Stoney. Simply because I think our current situation is a reflection of instability and bad management at the club for the last 2 to 3 seasons. And yes, I'm not just saying this like because he's gone, but I do think Klopp did a lot to destabilize the infrastructure that was currently in place, with our sporting directors continually moving on. 3 sporting directors as well, if you include the new one. Okay, that's post-Klopp, but 3 sporting directors in 2 seasons is not a recipe for long-term success and stability. So the fact that we've got 3 out of our best players in the last year of their contracts now means that the current sporting director is almost in a impossible situation. Do I think Trent is worth of the money that I'm seeing quoted? Probably not. But in the current climate of PSR and the value of homegrown players, to let a player of Trent's quality, what he's worth in the current market, to leave on a free, I think is absolutely appalling business.
Travesty.
Appalling.
Travesty.
I think it's appalling. And so I think Trent's almost saying old school mafia kind of lines, make me an offer that I can't refuse. So do you make Trent that offer, maybe having to pay more to then not lose him on a free? I would probably be inclined to do so, whilst acknowledging that he's probably maybe not quite worth that, in my opinion. But I think to let him leave on a free is just staggering. And yeah, personally, as I said, I think the blame lies at Jurgen Klopp's door a little bit. So I just think like the new team have inherited a terrible situation. And what's that phrase? Don't let the good be the enemy of the perfect, or something like that. Or is it perfect the enemy of the good? Well, yeah, perfect be the did. Yeah, so that's the one. So I think it's not perfect, but it's better than us letting them leave on free. Certainly in Trent and VVD's case.
Yeah,
definitely. No, I fully agree with that. So CW says that I'd be more upset if Trent left, but would wish him the best. Van Dijk and Salah not so much, as they're not local and both cemented their legacy already. Yeah, I think what you said there, Doctor, though, about what we would stand to lose to let him go on a free, that would just be
crazy.
A laughing stock.
It's crazy, man.
Stock.
Especially right now. Right now. I mean, like, kind of because of the whole, like, as I said, that PSR equation, the value for homegrown players is like 100% profit. So if Trent's worth, let's just say conservatively £70 million, £8 million, some might even say more, let's say £7 million, that's £7 million profit. So we're literally selling Trent and then having to replace him based on what we're saving on his wages. I just think it's terrible business from the club long term. But like I said, I don't hold the current administration. It's clearly not their fault, but I just think as a club, that'd just be terrible.
Yeah, that's terrible business. But I'm slightly confident that they're going to get that sorted. And I still believe Trent and VVD will still be here. And I believe that Salah will be the one to go, to be fair.
Even that, again, I think I would take that. But even letting Salah leave on a free, I think it's still terrible as well. Especially when I just think, like in a year left, PSG pay £50 million for him, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And you just think to yourself, this is why the importance of having stability behind the scenes is so important. And you just can't have sporting directors coming and going. What Ward lasted, a year? Schmatka lasted a summer. Like, I just think that these positions are long-term strategic roles. So I just think, if they do go, then we need to give Hughes, I guess, time to make it right, man.
There's this saying, I've heard that Trent has $325k per week contract on the table. He wants to see Slot's management style before he signs, and he's now happy to sign. Oh, Desby's got some inside scoop. Remember where you heard it first, peoples? Cop Talk. Like, share, subscribe. Do remember where you heard it first, 17th of October. Trent's got the contract on the table.
Listen, I think Desby's made a very good point there, you know, because I think the way I've seen Trent talking and the character Trent is, I think he's almost saying, cool, isn't it? Let me see what you've got first, isn't it? And if I'm not happy, I'm gone. Like, yeah, I can see that with Trent.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That sounds good to me.
I can see that.
3-2-5. I'll take that.
So would I. But what I would say, and this season, his defensive aptitude has been a lot better. But you see, we give him 3-2-5. I can't be seeing Martinelli ghosting past you next weekend. No. There's none of this, but he's great going forward. Now, when you're paying 3-2-5, I need to see application in all phases of the game, innit? No. Them days of, Kanate doing the big brother routine's gone now, innit? You want 3-2-5, rude boy? Nah. No excuses now, innit?
Step up to that plate, man.
Earn your money.
Step up to the plate. Trust me. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, losing Trent on a free would be unacceptable, especially with his age. He's easily at least 100 mil. Salah and Van Dijk value would be lower due to age, of course. Oh, Martin's asking, do we do a combined 11?
We could do, actually. We could do.
This would get this.
I take Cole Palmer.
Yeah, so would I.
And then
it just become Palmer.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. After that, I'm struggling.
Yeah, don't be silly. Come on, don't be silly.
It'll just be Cole Palmer.
Maybe a left back. Because Robert hasn't been the same for a little while. So Cole Palmer and a left back.
Cucurella makes it, I'd say.
What? Cucurella? Sideshow Bob? Not in my team.
I think he's been good. I think he's been good.
Sideshow Bob can do one, bro.
Do you know what I would do? I do like that. That's an excellent question. You know what I would do? I would take Cole Palmer and I'd take Colwell and move Colwell over to left back. That's what I would do.
Yeah,
that's
certainly works.
Those two players are the only two players I can see fitting in. What are your thoughts, Billy?
So hold on. Billy's feeling a bit upset now. He seems to be taking liberties. Well, who else gets into our team?
Caicedo at the 6.
What?
Instead of who? Instead of who, Billy?
Over Gravenberg?
Yeah, Caicedo is the only number 6 out of both teams. Caicedo is the only number 6. True.
You haven't been watching Liverpool play.
You haven't been watching Chelsea play. Who can play that game?
Caicedo has been the reason. Liverpool play, bro. Listen, Gravenberg has been mustard, brother. Mustard.
For how long?
No, this season. He's only been playing there this season.
Caicedo's been doing it since last season as well.
Klopp wasn't playing him there. But since he's been put there, he has been mustered in a different level of playing as a number 6. He has been a classy number 6, bringing the ball forward on a different level. Not just one of those, not like your Endo type of just winning the ball and, passing it 10 yards square to another more talented brother. He's been bossing the team. You really need to go and have a look, bro. I'm telling you, seriously.
Watch Caicedo.
Look, he's here. Pretty, you mad, Billy? You've been smoking something hard. See, I'm telling you.
Right. Then also, Colwell, I wouldn't put at left back because we saw him at left back and he was ropes compared to centre back. Colwell does start over Kanate.
Not for me.
And then at left back, you can put Vega or Cucurella over Robertson.
Yeah, left back, like I said, left back, yes. I have an issue with that left back, yeah.
It's only because Colwell we've seen at left back and he's ropey compared to an actual centre half.
The only difference for me would be, Billy, and the reason why I said for him being on the left back for Liverpool is I think that the way that Slot would be coaching him will allow him to be effective at a left back because we've got different coaching styles between Liverpool and Chelsea. That's my only reason behind saying that.
Yeah.
I've probably got 4 Chelsea players still, I can't lie.
4. But you like Madueke, innit?
No, I wouldn't even have Madueke. So I would take Colwell playing like a defensive left back. I still take Caicedo. I'll be real. I think he is outside of Rodri the best in that position in the league. I think he's class, absolutely class. I think this season we're going to see it. I would, as much as I do like Mac, I would take Caicedo and Gravenberch as my two in like that number 6 position. So I've got Colwell, I've got Caicedo. I think I'm taking Sancho or Neto to start. Personally, again, that might be controversial, but
Above who?
listen, above Diaz or Cody. Just and or am I?
No,
So
you're getting a memo in the morning. You're getting the email, bro.
So,
You see me in the
okay.
morning.
So,
I'm in the office in the morning.
Cole Palmer does
I
the
think
floor.
Neto in full flight. I think Neto in full flight. I would start in our team personally.
But you know, listen, that's the one thing we spoke about Neto before about him coming to Liverpool, and we spoke about his injury record.
Injury, it's true. Okay, so let's say so let's keep Diaz. Okay, so let's keep Diaz. But I think I'm saying if Neto was fully fit, I would actually take Diaz. And I mean, I'll take Neto. But for form alone, Diaz. So I've got Caicedo, I've got Colwell, I've got Palmer. That's 4, and I'm gonna get pelters now.
Jackson is gonna take Jackson.
I'm taking Jackson, man.
I knew he was gonna say that.
I think Jackson's most improved forward in the league. I really do. Listen, I used to laugh at the guy last season, but I think he is on fire.
No, he's improved. I'd agree. No, he's improved big time.
I think his all-round game came a long way by the end of last season, and I see him give a lot of defenses a tough game, link-up play, moving it, running the channels. And this season, his finishing has been clinical. So he's got clinical finisher. He's good outside the box.
This is from a Chelsea fan, yeah? Diaz is neat.
Remember yes, he's neat. He's class.
So a Chelsea fan.
So so I'm taking Palmer, Jackson, Caicedo, and Colwell.
Yeah, hold on. Hold on, Billy. But no, we're talking about you're taking Jackson over Nunes, yeah? Not Jota.
I'm taking Jackson over Jota.
Yeah, think about it.
No, I am taking Jackson over Jota.
Okay.
No chance. He's not the finisher like Jota. No chance you can tell me that.
Oh, no. Jota is a better finisher than Jackson. But I think...
Okay, then. Well, that's why
Jackson's all-round game... I think Jackson's all-round game is more consistent. I think Jackson's blatantly good, isn't it? I can't even lie. I think he's class. I think
Jackson's a handful for every defense. He's a handful.
I think he's
proper, he runs out wide, everything.
He's techie, he's strong.
He's shown that he can ball. He's definitely shown that he can ball. Definitely. And this season, like I said, he's come up. Even beforehand, you could see it, but he just wasn't finishing. He wasn't scoring.
Yeah.
But you could see he
now he's finishing.
But he wasn't scoring. Now he's starting to get goals as well. So Des B says, Caicedo or Gravenberch depends on your playing style. Do you want a destroyer or a playmaker?
I don't both. The thing is, I think Caicedo is a better footballer than he's given credit for.
On the ball, he's not as techie, but he can dribble past the man and play a pass.
Billy, is this true? Anthony said he used to host a show. You was one of his panelists on the show, and Billy said it was not a striker's job to score goals.
Oh, brother, we had this argument all the time.
Is this true?
Right. So to put
no. Is this yes or no? Yes or no?
Let the man.
It's a difficult one to answer. I said that some strikers their sole job isn't to score. At Arsenal, Jesus is not designed to be a goal scorer like Haaland is at City. The goals come from Odegaard, Martinelli, and Saka.
Fair point.
The striker's job at Arsenal is not to score goals; it's to create. It's as simple as that. So that's what I was saying.
His main role isn't to score 30 goals a season. Yeah, I get that.
Definitely.
Same like Bobby.
Yeah. So
the difference is Jackson.
He says Jackson is more of a winger than a number 9.
Nah. Jackson does good things, man. But I'd say last season, the difference between Jackson and say a Bobby is Chelsea's system was set up to get Jackson scoring goals. He was just doing some nonsense finishing, toe punting, missing the ball. Yeah, that was ridiculous. But
falling over.
Listen, I don't know what juju he did over the summer, but it worked, yeah. Because this season,
Bro,
The
no,
man
it's the
is
new, bro, I'm
clinical.
telling you this now. It's the new manager.
Yeah.
Don't mess about. I'm telling you, Maresca is serious, bro. And this is why I'm telling you, Chelsea are going to be a problem. This guy's not having no crap. He knows what he wants. He's been handed a blessed team. And my man said, yeah, he must have been rubbing his hands when he got that job, bro. And then what? Right now, he has just said, listen, you're not for me. You're not going to be part of this team. Bye-bye. This is what I'm working with. This is what I'm concentrating with. And you've seen the results and the way that they're playing. Chelsea are going to be a problem.
Do you know
you.
what? One thing with Maresca that he's done over every manager we've had previous, especially with this crazy squad depth, Maresca's been the only one to utilise it properly. And if a player isn't playing well, he takes him off for the next game. You know, we've had it with Mudryk. He started the season. He played woeful. He's been dropped and he's getting a bit of time off the bench. Then he started in the Conference League. So, like, Maresca knows the depth that we've got. So if players do mess up, he goes, right, you're on the bench next game. You need to prove yourself again. Now it's someone else's chance. So it's good to see, man.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Nunes is a nearly, man. Get rid.
No, Nunes just needs time. He needs two
What,
seasons
more?
on the slot. He
How
needs
much more time?
He needs time, man.
How much
Young
more
player,
time, bro?
25.
He's had
I
more
agree.
time than a clock.
No,
that's
Doctor,
bad.
I agree with you. Remember, and I've said it. I'm not going to change my stance on this.
He's had more
Let's see.
time than a clock, bro.
Let's see how he is coached underneath a new manager and a new coaching team. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So,
come in number 9. Your time is up.
listen, I think this has to be his last season. All jokes aside, when I say last season, I mean in terms of like there can't be no more excuses. First season, new league, learning the language, new system. Now new man, like this has to be this season. Whatever he is at the end of this season is what he is. If he's not good enough, he needs to go. If he is good enough, he'll stay. But let's be realistic, innit? We know, like, Nunes is basically a expensive version of Jackson whose game isn't refined. At least Jackson's game is refined now.
It's refined because he's underneath a new manager as well, isn't it? And that's what I'm saying. Let's see what Slot's able to do with Nunes. So we'll see.
Okay. So we've got some Chelsea, then we've got RB Leipzig away, and then Arsenal away. So the big tests are really coming now, gents. How do you see us standing up to these tests coming up?
Artie, I think we've already had big tests already, you know. I'm just going to go back to say what I said before. Every single game we've had already has been a test. Slot would have been underneath the spotlight. All of our players would have been underneath the spotlight. And the fact, as he said, we've managed to play 10 games and lose 1 means that the test has already started. I'm confident. I understand Sunday's game is going to be a big game. That Champions League game is going to be important. And then, as you said, we've got the Woolwich Wanderers the week afterwards. So, it'll be interesting.
Oh, yeah, 100, man. I'm excited to see how we perform against Leipzig. That's when I see what tactical changes Slot does in-game to kind of combat their system. Arsenal, I was saying this like in a previous group, like we just need to play our taller players because let's be honest, innit, their biggest threat to us is going to be on set pieces. So we need to just maybe play Joe Gomez, maybe even play Nunes. And yeah, I can't see them giving us trouble in game. In the last couple of seasons, last season, they've exploited our tactical issues in terms of countering us and there being big, wide open spaces. That's not going to happen this year. So I just think, in play, I think we'll manage Arsenal quite well. It's just going to be set pieces. So yeah, I'm confident that we'll handle them. And yeah, I just think it's the whole kind of like Tony Pulis approach, right? I'm just going to have to just be ready to handle them on set pieces and throw-ins.
It is Stoke, mate. I tell you, all over again. Nunes is allows a one-long shot to get him away from criticism.
Oh, mate, Deontay Wilder, you know.
He ain't lying, though, I tell you. Good evening, Bingy. How you doing, sir? Nice to have you on board. Bingy says the only games I see us having problems with is City and Goons. Everyone else I expect to beat. Okay, so you're confident then, yeah? Confident, mate. I like that. Oh, no. Will we get a goal score? We won't talk about that for now.
Games from the past.
2 seasons was enough, talking about Nunes. Said he should have went in the summer. Would nice to have got rid of him in the summer and replaced him.
I think the only thing is, if you tell Nunes in the summer, his value is absolutely plummeted. So I think you've got to kind of hope that he kind of comes good, either one to keep, so that we can obviously build a team around him, or two, that there's a bit more value in his game. But I think you've got to give him a season under slot to see if he can make those adjustments.
When's the next World Cup? When's the next World Cup?
Good point.
26.
When is it?
2026.
26.
Where is it?
Okay.
Where?
Is that the one was in
America.
the Americas? The Americas, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because in my own head, I was thinking. Thanks for the correction. I was thinking, well, if the World Cup's coming up this year, Nunes has a Uruguay qualifies for the World Cup and he has a good World Cup, then we can sell him and hopefully his value goes up. That's what I was thinking. But now it's not until the following year. Then what I was thinking is not going to work. Billy, I've just been side messaged by someone to ask you, how is Watford getting on this season? They said you're going to know exactly what I'm talking about. Can you believe people are side messaging me off the show about Billy coming in to join us?
Nah, do you know what it is? It's tough. I'm focusing on Chelsea more than anything. I can't. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me.
All right.
I have no answers for. I don't even know how to explain it. I really don't.
We'll get back to you. If you have the answer, then you can reply before the end of the show.
We'll get back to that. Okay, so gentlemen, something I do want to discuss is something that the league are looking at bringing in going forward, and it goes a little something like this. You have to pick, your team has to pick one of the 3 each week. Halftime interview with player or coach, interviews for players who are subbed off, dressing room broadcasts. And your clubs will need to pick one of those 3 each week.
I think
I'd say some players
Let me say that
personally.
again for you.
Yeah.
Half-time interview with player or coach, interviews for players who are subbed off, dressing room broadcasts.
So for me, if I was Liverpool, I'd want them to choose sub players. I don't want Slot having to worry about interviews at halftime. I want him to think around the team and making tactical changes. I also feel like the dressing room should be a sacred place, and equally, if he does need to do things at halftime, I don't want him to have to worry about BT and producers. When can we talk to this player? Nah, just let the manager focus on the tactics and getting the team right. So for me, it'd be players who've been subbed off.
Okay, I like that. I like your thinking there. Billy, how do you feel about that?
Look, for me personally, like Doc did, if I had to pick one out of all of them, it'd probably be the dressing room one, because it goes one or two ways in the dressing room, and I understand what Doc's saying about the sacred and the that sort of the private bit, do you know what I mean, the behind the scenes bit. But I feel like not only would you see in the dressing rooms that would bring some sort of fans together, especially me not living near Chelsea, not being able to watch it. Like, do you know what I mean? I don't know, it'd be something to bring the team together, and also something that it almost like embarrassed the players. Can you imagine like watching on TV just a dressing room of like 22 players sitting there miserable because they lost a game? Do you know that no one's going to want to be seen sat there in a dressing room miserable because they lost a game of football? So some sort of motivation behind it on top of that.
Okay.
But it's stupid anyway. I don't think anyone should be forced to speak to the media, especially not the English media.
Okay.
Do you know what?
Stoney.
Just to say, just before Stoney says his point, I think Billy's got a point. If I was watching a neutral game, I'd want to see the dressing room. 100. If Man U are holding licks against, you can name a number of teams because any team can give them licks right now.
What do you
Yeah,
mean?
I don't want to see Fernandez.
When
Yeah.
Man United holding licks?
Yeah, like I want to see Ten Hag scratching his head or putting some baby oil on it or something. And we're like, like, yeah, I'd want to see that at halftime. I actually would. But for my team, management, focus on the game and don't worry about BT Sport. That's what I'd say.
Okay, Stoney.
Yeah, they're clearly looking to extend on the broadcast, and they're clearly looking at different ways for people to purchase their sports packages. And they're probably trying to fall in line with what's happening with some of the sports in America. For me, this ain't Ted Lasso. So the Premiership really doesn't need this. I think it'll actually be quite unsettling. And I think already the media already has enough of these sound bites, and any minor thing that happens in football, it's all, like polarized. So I don't think the players actually need that. And you're right, I don't think the managers actually need that as well. I think it's just going to be, what's the series that, because Liverpool have done a series, Arsenal have done a series, and Man City, haven't they? Was it on Prime or something like that? When they went behind the scenes for the season.
Us isn't out yet, is it?
No. I think it's going to be something like that. There's some things like most clubs now have their own. I'm just giving an example here. Have got their own YouTube channel. Like Liverpool's got, like behind the scenes, inside. Yeah. I think you can keep it to that. All of these other stuff get a little bit too personalized. Could you imagine a player coming off now? They're upset, being substituted because, for whatever reason, say for instance, a tactical, they make a little frown. All of a sudden, this becomes like polarized over nothing. So I think just leave it.
Player wants to leave.
Yeah, it's bananas, and I don't think it's needed.
Especially like I said with the English media, mate, they will cut anyone's head off for the sake of it. Yeah. So if you've got, like you said, crazy. if you got a peed off player at half time who's been subbed off, and they say the wrong thing. Oh, I played this, or the manager made the wrong decision. It's just another way of the media blowing something up and causing more problems in football that we don't need.
Yeah. And you know what I think?
How about get interviews for embarrassing officials and VAR? I like that.
I was just about to say that to you.
That one.
Because one of the other things I think they attempted to do, and they've done it, I think, in some of the pre-season games over in America, where they've put they've mic'd up the refs and things like that. So they've done that for a trial version. But you know what would be interesting? It wouldn't surprise me if, like as an example, if Chelsea or Man United, Liverpool, whoever go on tour at the end of the season and they're playing in another country, they're probably going to trial those things, to see how it works. So having, you see exactly what you're saying about those three new rules, speaking to the substitutes when they're coming off, speaking to the manager at halftime or coming into the dressing room, they're probably going to try it during one of the pre-season friendly to see how it is. But my opinion, I think just leave it be.
I totally agree. B says this idea is bullshit. This is not the NBA or NFL. We don't need this nonsense. We already have seen the dressing room footage on Arsenal, all for nothing on Amazon. It's all staged nonsense. Get the bloody officials and VAR for their continued errors.
Hold on, is that the one when Arteta was playing "I'm Never Walk Alone" on the speaker?
You never walk alone.
Yeah. Do you know what? Speaking about officials and that, this is one game. This is probably one of the only games a season where I don't want officials to fuck up for both teams. I want this to be an all-out fight. I don't know why. My biggest rivalry is Liverpool. Obviously, I know we're London-based, so we've got Arsenal, Tottenham, and that. I don't know what it is about Liverpool.
Mourinho Rafa period. Yeah, it was intense, man.
It was.
The hate, the level of hatred I have for Liverpool Football Club, and I'm saying this on a Liverpool channel. Yeah, the level that the rivalry I have emotionally with Liverpool over trumps anything to do with Arsenal, United, Tottenham. Literally. So I just want to see a clean game of football and Chelsea be on top at the end of it.
That's because you're a man with ambition, so you want to topple the best. You know what I mean? That's why.
That's right.
Simple. Pred says TV companies want their money's worth. They do it in rugby and NFL. Players have
Yeah,
media
yeah.
training.
The thing, yeah, I do agree with that, but I guess I'd be curious to work out who they think it would cater to, or who they think it would target, or what would be the benefit of it. Because
it's us. It's the viewers, Doctor. I don't if you guys remember, like, oh my gosh, I'm going back a little while. Sky used to do a player cam. So if we're watching a football match, you can press the feature. Remember, you can press the red button and just highlight on one particular player. So I think going back to what Artie was saying when he was speaking about these three things that they're going to try and look at, it's the broadcaster trying to justify the amount of money we are actually paying for a service. What more can they actually have to keep us, enticed, or to say, well, look, I'm going to continue playing whatever I have to pay a month time. That's what I think it's to do with. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I guess you're right, mate.
Yeah, because I guess why I asked that was just like, I don't hear fans saying, oh yeah, like I want more or I need more. I think everyone's just content just to watch the game and then watch the post-match analysis. But maybe they think halftime will maybe add to the appeal, or maybe they think halftime or this new plan will stop people with their streamings and their Fire Sticks and all that. And I can tell you for fun, mate, ain't no flipping halftime dressing room chat gonna make man stop using their Fire Stick, yeah? So that's what you think is gonna happen.
You're damn right. Especially with the prices they're charging. Hell no. All fans want to see what happens behind the scenes, says Preds. The Liverpool Connection broadcast, welcome on board. The only lad would be good to chat to at halftime would be Cole Palmer.
Yeah,
we already talked about the chippy anyways.
It's true.
Yeah. Well, wait, have you seen all this speculation about Palmer linking back to City to replace De Bruyne?
Yeah,
mate, it's stupid.
Yeah.
So Man City are looking at replacing De Bruyne with Palmer, and also there's a massive rumor that's like 1% true, where apparently Todd Bowley's looking at trying to ship Palmer back for like profit, because he's shown that he doesn't like care, if you know what I mean. But again, it's all rumors.
You guys would be crazy.
Especially
Chelsea would be nuts to get rid of Palmer.
Question on Palmer.
Nuts, man.
Question on Palmer, and I said that I'd take him for the joint 11. Is he as good as his stats suggest?
Yes.
Stats suggest basically the best in the world.
Yes. But you know what? And this is one thing, and that is an amazing question as well. You know, I like that question as well, Doctor. In this current day and age, I think the media and the majority of people now are obsessed with stats. And stats don't always define how well a player is actually playing or functioning individually or by a team as well. I know everything's data-driven and stuff like that. But Palmer, when you see him play, not only are his stats there, this guy is hungry for the ball. He reminds me of, he kind of reminds me of when Rooney burst on the scene, right? When Rooney used to play, Rooney wanted the ball all of the time. He's kind of like, he reminds me of Foden. I think even if Chelsea didn't have a game, if he was allowed, I reckon he'd still go down to the park to play football. I think he just loves playing football. So that's why for me, I really, really, really hope this guy doesn't have any injuries, and we're able to actually see him maximize his potential. But I like Palmer a lot. It's just in the 2 games of Liverpool this season, I just want him to be done out here. I don't want him to do nothing.
That's crazy. He's crazy what he's doing. He's crazy.
He's nuts, bro. He's nuts. I don't care. Right now,
I like him a lot.
He is the guy right now.
Hold on. Just before we kind of come to you. Okay, number 10. Are you playing Palmer over Jude?
They have to change up the formation, innit?
But we're doing 4-2-3-1. Like that's what Tuchel. Okay, Tuchel might play 2 number 10s either side of the one, but in general, realistically, like forget just trying to shoe in players. Now we're gonna go 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3-1. Like one attacking midfielder. Forget trying to squeeze man in now, because the man who you're squeezing out for the guys you're trying to squeeze in is making the team play worse. So it makes no sense. So you got number 10 in it. Jude now thinks he's number 10. Palmer clearly is a number 10. Like, you're not going to take out Saka to play Palmer wide because Palmer's doing his bits in the field. So Palmer or Jude, number 10.
Can I answer that quickly?
Get going, Paul, please.
I would do what Ian Wright said. You know when they try putting Saka left back just to put Palmer in the team, yeah? I would put Bellingham up front as a false number 9 and then have Palmer as the 10.
Okay, interesting.
You cannot... like, Palmer genuinely is the best player in England right now for England, right? I say for England. He won England's best player for coming off the bench twice, but he got a goal-defining assist, which then got us through, and then scored in the final when he got subbed on, right? The levels he's already shown when he's been given the chance.
Mad.
When he's been given the chance, he's proven it time in and time out. And there's not another player, probably apart from Jude, that you could say has done the same thing. And I just think that Palmer... Look, I'm talking with this stuck to my forehead, obviously.
You're not, though, to be fair, Bill. This is the point. Because the stats are there, bro. The stats are powerful, man.
And another thing is, and this is why I think it's going to be interesting with the appointment of Tuchel coming in. I think it would be a travesty that Tuchel inherits a squad and he's not able to somehow find or get a system where we can see the best of Jude. And we just based on what you were saying, Doctor, about the number 10 role, yeah? Where he's not able to find a system where he can accommodate both Jude and Cole Palmer to get the best out of it. What we wouldn't want is to go back to a situation where in their prime, you had Lampard and Gerrard and no managers were able to actually find a system to allow them to play. And even to an extent, so they would have had Lampard, Scholes and Gerrard, and whatever managers they weren't able to get them to function. I hope we don't see that under Tuchel.
Yeah. Do you know what as well? One thing with Tuchel in England, I don't want Chelsea players get given a chance and other fan bases going, oh, they got given a chance because of the Chelsea link, because Tuchel loves Chelsea. Because, like, Colwill, for instance, he should have been playing for England a hell of a lot earlier than what he has done.
Agreed.
And same with other players like Palmer, should be one of the first, at least top 2 names in the team sheet. And I don't want other fan bases going, oh, well, that's because you got Tuchel charge now. He's Chelsea and he loves Chelsea and he loves England. And
they could never argue that about Palmer or Colwill for me. They could
Does
never.
Palmer start over Foden?
Yes.
I even forgot about Foden as well. That's a problem.
Play of the year, Foden. Remember, Foden's gone play of the year.
Right, the Foden, it quite simply is a system player. He is not someone who will thrive in other teams. Palmer's proven it when he's gone from City and to Chelsea and for England. You've seen it with Bellingham when he went to Dortmund, when he was at Birmingham, now at Madrid and England. Foden is the only player that has played for a different team, or played for a different team in the sense he's played for England and got worse. It's a system player. It's completely different. I genuinely, he wouldn't even be in my first team. Foden wouldn't go near my first team.
I like Foden, man.
Nah,
he's
Foden's
nice.
a natural, man. Foden's
He's
a natural.
hard,
Once
man.
again, it's the manager to get the best out of the player, for me, and that's the issue. And for me, Foden, to get the best out of Foden, though, he needs to be more central.
So then we got 3 number 10s.
That's right,
basically.
But you have, and look at the 3 number 10s you've got. They're gifted. They're blessed.
Yeah.
There's no arguments about that for me. When you got players like that, Palmer, Bellingham, and what do you call it, Foden, naturally gifted players. These players don't have to train. They were born to play football. They were actually born to do this. It's down to the manager to get the best out of them. Now, if you have to drop one, then fair enough. But to me, if you're going to play Foden, don't play him wide and then be judging him, because that's not his best position. And that's what happened to him. That's what was killing him with England. You need to play him centrally, where he can dictate the game, and then you can judge him. For me,
I think this is where sorry, Brady, I was just going to say. So I think this is where you're not slightly, but I think this is where you're correct about Foden being a system player. I think for City, he can play numerous roles, left wing, right wing, and he fits into their system because of what they want him to do when he's playing in those positions. But if you're going to play him for England, then I agree with what Artie said. You've got to just play him as a 10 because he's not going to be able to impact the game left or right. Yeah, he basically is your 10 to do what he's doing. Personally, out of the three, I think I'm playing Foden, you know, at this point.
He's a serious player.
No, he is. He is.
I think I'm going to Foden still.
It's a very hard choice. And you know, it's a beautiful choice to have.
But I think they've got to make the choice. I don't think you can do nonsense and try and cram them all in, because we've seen in other teams where they've had a lot of very good players, and I think the best managers just have to say, listen, mate, you're just unlucky. Because let's take one of the Chelsea greats in Gianfranco Zola. How many caps has Zola got for? About what, 25, 30 maybe? Because the man came through with Baggio and then Del Piero. As great as Zola was, they were just a little bit better, innit? But doesn't mean Zola wasn't a great player. He was just unlucky, innit? Sometimes was just unlucky like that. But like England aren't a better team if they squeeze one of them in and drop Anthony Gordon, for example. They're just not a better team, in my opinion.
Man said, I'm shocked the FA actually made the right decision for once. That's when we know pigs are flying in the sky. When the FA have been a shambles, make the right decision. Man said, what about Gallagher, Billy?
I know, Gallagher's a bum.
Man said, Foden should be removed in a hype job. No chance. No chance.
Man's scoring screamers in Champions League semi-finals, man.
Come on. England got no excuses now. They got a winner in the dugout. Now let's see how good these players really are, because they've been flat track bullies.
That part is true. Who's in your midfield? As in like your two, if you're like, who are you playing?
Mainu Rice for England.
Would you put Jude deeper just to get him into the team?
Yeah. Okay. If you put it that way, I would have Rice and Jude, but I wouldn't have Foden, like I've already said. So Jude would be pushed further up.
Okay.
But sorry, I've got a statistic with Tuchel, right? So during his tenure as a professional football manager, he has reached 7 semi-finals in his career. Out of those 7 semi-finals, how many has he won?
0.
No. So we had him in 2 finals. He got the Champions League final.
Semi-finals. Out of 7 semi-finals he's played in, how many has he won?
So he's been in 2 Champions League finals, 2 League Cup finals. So he's won at least 4.
7.
There you go.
7 out of 7.
Every semi-final Tuchel has played in, he has won it.
It's a good manager, man.
Especially as a Chelsea fan, I've been praying for a day like this.
Listen. As a Liverpool fan, I'm praying for a day like this, because I just think, as much as my own personal views, I don't think you should have foreign managers managing for national teams. Not because I just think it should be the best of that country. That's my own personal views. But as a Liverpool fan, I am happy, because I just think Tuchel going to England means that he can't go to Manchester United, which I think will make them much better. And Tuchel not going to Manchester United means there's still a chance that Gareth Southgate gets that job. I mean, Southgate gets that job, lads. I'm sending a bottle of the finest bubbly to everyone's house, innit? We are popping it on the show, mate. Southgate at United, listen. Made the good times roll, bruv.
Oh, God.
So just a quick question to everyone then. Heading into this Chelsea-Liverpool fixture, I just want to ask genuinely just one thing from each of you. It's a difficult question coming into it. How confident are you out of 10, firstly? And also, do you actually see a world in which Chelsea can topple Liverpool at Anfield?
8, and yes, simply because I just think Chelsea are good. But I'm still confident in my team. But I just think you've got quality and I think you've got individual quality, in a sense that I think you've got the level of quality where I don't think you need to be the best team to win games.
Yeah, we saw that at Bournemouth.
There you go. Yeah. But
I'm saying 7.5. And like I said before, Yes, I think you've got the right man in charge right now, and you've already got the players there. So yeah,
I'm still, obviously I want us to win every game, but I'm still about performances. I just want us to make sure that we're consistently playing in the image of Slot, and that I don't want too many changes taking place for this fixture. If we are going to make any changes, let them be in a Champions League game. So I'm not going to say it because Artie's probably going to be speaking about what we think the results are going to be afterwards. But my thing's going to be about performance, Billy. So out of 10, I'm confident that we are going to give a 9 out of 10 for the performance that we know we're meant to at Anfield playing against Chelsea.
okay, and that was going to be my next one actually, is predictions.
2-0.
Score predictions. Would you say 2-0?
for me.
Oh wow! So that confidently 2-0. Okay, Billy.
Right, what answer do you want? My head or my heart?
Both, go on.
I
So my
just want,
heart.
what do you think the score is going to be this weekend?
Okay, that's my head. I think it will be 2-2.
Okay.
2-2's your head. So what's your heart then, bro?
My heart is 2-1 Chelsea.
Fair enough.
CW says 2-0. Bingy says he's an 8 out of 10. Okay.
Performance.
May I add as well, Anfield is still the toughest away fixture in the Premier League, hands down for me. So every fixture or every year, this fixture has my stomach in knots, bruv, because I've got to try and fit. Like, I'm like, yeah, we're doing well. And then it's like, okay, it's Liverpool, but we'll beat them. And then it's like, shit, actually, it's Anfield. Can we beat them? It's just always Anfield, man.
Okay, so before we go, peoples, just a quick bit of news that Trey Nooney signs his first pro contract for us. And I know Doctor has got big hopes for this youngster here. And so have I, actually. I do think that, well, I'm praying and hoping that, you know what, he does get the opportunity and we get to see him in the first team.
Yeah. And I think on that, 3-1.
3-1. Okay.
Just going to say just quickly, it was great to see his dad in that in the photo op when he signs the contract. So I just think, yeah, for these young players to have that strong father figure kind of guiding that and kind of protecting them, I think is so important to kind of keep them grounded. So yeah, I think Trey's going to have a great future for us, man. I think once he's injury free and, you know what I mean, and the good Lord blesses him and that, then I think, yeah, he's going to go to the top. Liverpool
2, Chelsea 2, says Anthony Herbert, Diaz and Palmer. For Billy's sake, strikers are not scoring. Warren says 2-1 to Liverpool. Interesting. Well, peoples, all you need to do is tune back in next week, Thursday, to see what the results was. And come in here a breakdown of that game next week, Thursday, right here. It's all about Cop Talk. So, first and foremost, we must say thank you very much to our distinguished guest, Billy. Great of you to join us once again. And no doubt we will be seeing you on Thursday again after the games. We can talk about the match.
Yeah, can't wait.
We look forward to it.
Goodness.
It'll be great to have you on board, man, as usual. Always a pleasure, man. Doctor.
Great show, man. Yeah, let's get the job done on Sunday. I need Jackson to be more like Jermaine Jackson than Michael. And
be like Toya.
Yeah, there you go, man. Solo career. Career. But yeah, we Randy Jackson on Sunday still. So yeah. Let's get the 3 points, man.
Brother Stoney.
Yeah, look, thanks once again for hosting the show, RT. As you said, it was really good getting so much comments. Quite a few new people joining the feed as well. And I can only echo what RT has actually said as well. Billy, thanks for coming on and joining us on the show. You know, you're always welcome here. And it's always good to have a different opinion on football from someone who doesn't support Liverpool as well. So thanks very much for joining us today.
Always a pleasure, man.